Hello, everybody. Today we've got the absolutely brilliant Andy Gwen. Now, Andy and I know each other from LinkedIn because Andy used to send me these brilliant messages, and it stood out from all the other messages that come through, which sometimes kind of feel a bit like spam these days, doesn't it? I get a lot of people saying, "Do you want? Do you want? Do you want?" or "You need," and it makes I think that's a bit of a shame. Okay, because I know a lot of people are ignoring their LinkedIn, but actually, it's a really incredible way of actually finding people who need your service right now. So I figured if we bring Andy on to a call so you can actually find how you can use LinkedIn really effectively. And Andy's actually got quite a few different services right now, which he's built up. You've been doing this how long, Andy?
LinkedIn, niching into LinkedIn, where are we in 2025? 15 years, 2010. I was originally coaching business owners to grow businesses from
Yeah.
2003. And then in 2010, even though LinkedIn's been around since 2003, jumped into it and quickly discovered I could generate my own leads rapidly. No more cold calling, no more trying to get past gatekeepers. So that became my main lead generation source strategy. And then the natural thing was to start teaching my clients to do the same. And then I just expanded on it. And then I'm wired for results, and you know that. So
Yes,
I realized I
absolutely.
could get results quickly for me, but and for my clients. So very quickly, LinkedIn became my niche and my sole business. So I say I'm a business coach, but I niche into helping people get business through their use of LinkedIn.
But that's fantastic. I mean, a lot of people have been looking for ways to actually reach out to the right types of people. Can you actually find, I'm going to say the right types of people, but the people who are actually looking for your service, can you actually find those easily on LinkedIn, or is it still quite a challenge?
No, it's easier than ever. LinkedIn reached 1.1 billion personal profiles, not company pages, personal profiles, only recently, which
Wow.
staggered me because I remember it being three-quarters of a billion before COVID, and I knew there was a massive surge. And we're going to talk about our post-party club, I know, and there was a massive surge of usage at COVID, which was obvious. Everyone was locked down, so they were online. But what stunned me as well was the massive surge of growth of new users. I didn't expect that. So if you're business to business or business to professional, so you're looking to get the business owners, business decision makers, then LinkedIn often I think is the starting point, the main strategy. If you're business to consumer, then you're going to probably want to lead with other platforms like your Facebook, like your Twitter, like your eBays, Amazons, whatever it might be. But business to business, business to consumer, there is nobody I cannot find very quickly.
That is amazing. And I do love LinkedIn. LinkedIn is the most direct route I found to actually finding people who I needed to find really quick, as in you. So now the other thing I really wanted to ask you actually, Andy, was like you do several different services right now, and you've built these up over years, I've noticed. And obviously you've adapted what you teach and what you give as services to the needs that you've discovered that people actually need, right now. And there are several things that actually caught my attention, but I want to cover one at a time. So today, would it be all right if I ask you a little bit more about your post-party club? And it's not what you think, guys. It's not margaritas like, me and Andy do a little bit of Spanish stuff because we're both in Spain. It's actually something much more powerful, isn't it? So would you mind just telling us what post-party club is first? Let's go for that so people get a bit of
Sure.
an idea.
Okay. And it might also be good to understand what it isn't, I suppose. But let's start with LinkedIn will tell you about 1% of their users, and we said there's 1.1 billion, are posting, which doesn't sound a lot as 1%, but it also depends on the marketplace. But if you work out the numbers, that's a lot of posts and a lot of feed, and that's what they want is engagement on their platform. And certainly, my main market is the solopreneur, the self-employed person, the SME, small medium enterprise business. So business owners running businesses of maybe 1 to 100 employees. That marketplace is probably higher than the 1%. It's massive. I did a search recently in my from my connections, and then I switched in Sales Navigator. You can select those that have posted in the last 90 days, and it was a quarter of the original search. So there you go. So it's 25% of business owners, SME business owners. I do a lot with property investors who might also have other businesses. So my marketplace, rather than the big corporate, there's more people posting than ever. And I think at COVID as well, people, especially in that marketplace, think that they should. They're right, they should be posting. But the challenge is, if you'd have asked me 6, 7 years ago, I'd have gone, I don't give a lot of value to posting. All my work is direct outreach. I connect with you and then I message you. I have a system and a process and some automation to be able to do that consistently at scale. And I'd have said, I don't get much response from posts because nobody's seeing my posts, which we now understand. But also my content was poor, which we now understand. And what happened, I've got an amazing business partner and team of developers. And we understood, don't ask us how, because it's probably not something to be publicized. Or again, it is actually somebody in the bowels of LinkedIn must have released it somewhere,
Mhm.
because LinkedIn is huge. Anyway, we got to understand the algorithm that LinkedIn uses to push out your posts. And what we've understood as marketeers and as, if you like, platform people is LinkedIn wants good content. Should be a given. Same with all the platforms. But
Yeah.
how does it know what's good content? Well, it will push out your post to about 10% of your connections, which is awful. But we've also learned lately is it will also push it out to those that you have connected with recently and those
Oh,
that you've messaged recently, which is where my other direct outreach strategy and service now works brilliantly because we're connecting and messaging our connections consistently daily. So those people are seeing your feed, your posts, but they test it to about 10% of your connections. And what they want to see is that your network is engaging in your content, that your content's relevant to them. So if they see that your connections, your network likes and comments on your post, so that's the engagement, not the shares, because I think the shares are probably just a quick and easy thing, but they've taken the time to
yeah.
like and comment, that you then comment back on, and all
Yes.
within 2 hours of posting, then the algorithm goes, this must be good content because Tina's network is engaging on her posts and she's engaging back with them and it's all happening quickly. We'll now push this out to the rest of her network and the network of those that have participated. Now, people have sort of known of that for a long time, and there's lots of pods around the world and there's lots of groups. And when we got this, we took it and tested it into corporate. We had clients who said, yeah, we've got 50, it's about 15 people likes, comments, and recomments. We've got a team of 15 management. We can do this. And sure enough, it got exposure. You will get thousands of views instantly. It's not something you've got to build up over months. You tap that algorithm, it happens. And you
Can you
will
just say that again? Because that was huge, yeah? How many?
you should be getting 1,000 plus. We've just had a client who sent me a post. We run a monthly mastermind call with our members, and he said, I've just had 10,000 views. How come? And we don't really know. There's lots of compound reasons why it might be, but instantly you
Yeah.
ought to be getting 1,000 plus views of
Just
your post.
astonishing. Can you
Yeah,
imagine? I've
and
been on
it's
LinkedIn for
instant.
years.
Say again.
You know, I've been posting on LinkedIn for years, and like you know how I do. I just put it on my GHL, so it just
And
goes there.
the amount of people, what frustrates me is we've now been running this for 5 or 6 years, and I still get people who know what I talk about and they still go and post unless you are tapping this algorithm now. And it's the same. I had a YouTube's expert, you will probably know this. He told me the same. If you can drive
Yeah.
traffic to your video within 2 hours of posting, the
Yeah.
algorithm will push it
Picks up
out.
on it. It does. It's
Well, it's not
incredible.
new. But when we took it into corporate, what we saw was we got results very quickly. But then over a short period of time, the results waned because the algorithm recognized that it's just the same 15 people and it wants
Amazing.
unique engagement.
Yeah.
So what we did is we built 4 portals. There's mine, there's a colleague in the UK, there's 2 in the US, and they're all integrated. So we've built our own memberships. So my members will submit their post into my portal, but it's integrated with the others. And what the system does is randomly sends you 15 other members' content to engage with and randomly sends your post out to 15 other members. And that's where it is globally unique because all
That's
the
so
research we did
smart.
on pods was
Mm.
it doesn't work because not everyone's participating in the same 2 hour slot. It's
Yeah.
they can't get the quantity of people to commit, or if they can, it's the same few people, so it doesn't tick the algorithm. All those reasons are why most pods don't work, and so ours is unique. Now, I don't like the word pod because what we've done is the moment we did this, we got members saying, first of all, they're paying membership. Secondly, the system is you register. If you can't commit at the time, you unregister. If you don't, you get a strike. 3 strikes, you're out because we need participation.
That's really good.
But
That's
in
really good for
6 years, we've never
everybody.
got rid of anybody because everyone's committed because that's why they've bought into it.
You've told them ahead of time as well, so that's
It
amazing because that's really it as well, isn't it? Communicating what people need to do so they understand.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Now, what was I going to say about that then? So that was all
Sorry.
well and good. We had members saying, I'm now getting thousands of views on my posts, but I'm still not getting any business, any inbound. That's because your content is poor. So what
Yeah.
we need to focus on is teaching you how to write good content. And boy, with I've got an Australian guy yesterday, he said, we call ChatGPT Chatty G. And I said, I'll have that because my name's Andy G and we're chatting today. So Chatty
Yeah.
G now makes it so, if you know how to do it right, correctly, makes it
Yeah.
so much easier to write good content. So we
Yeah.
can now, we've got clients. Why did my member say I've got 10,000 views? 4 months before, he knew nothing about marketing and his
Amazing.
post was great. I work with a close friend who's a master at teaching content. We've got in our system, in our members hub, the 7 most successful styles of posts, how to write content that works, different styles, different strategies. So the emphasis, the 80-20 rule is it's a given. We'll get you exposure. The system works. We tap the algorithm. But if your content is poor, you're not going to get any business anyway. And I'm all about what's the end result we want. So this is where now it's actually, let us show you how to write good content. PS, by the way, you get to tap our system and the algorithm, so you'll get exposure and content. You'll get thousands of views of your posts. Brilliant. That's the one service, the one side that we're talking about. I know when we plug it into the other side, the direct outreach, we have something even doubly unique, which we
Exactly.
perhaps talk about on another day. But this then becomes unique. So our emphasis, the 80%, is let's bring you together each month. Let's have a community. Let's share your posts. Show us what you've got. I'll critique them. Let's look at it. Yes, let's look at your profile. Let's look at your other strategies. Let's look at all of your LinkedIn. But you're in this membership because you're a member of the Post Party Club and paying to do that. PS, you get to tap the algorithm and guarantee thousands of views of your posts.
That is amazing. That's a lot of information for a lot of people, though. So I'm going to put this to you, Andy. I think people, when they hear about these incredible things that actually work, which I know this works because I've been watching you in action since February. That's why I decided. So I obviously speak to a lot of people in the world, I'm in a lot of big clubs. And no offense to anybody, but a lot of things have slowed down right now. But I've noticed that yours has not. And a lot of people need this right now.
Well, what we're really doing, and tell me if it's probably for another time, but just very quickly, I've said there's these two sides. There's your feed, there's your content, your posts, and that's where you can get exposure. But then there's your direct outreach, which is where I built my business, where I started with, and where I do believe is the strongest part of LinkedIn.
Yeah.
For instance, one of the most underutilized strategies is connecting with people who have viewed your profile. Why? Well, they viewed your
Because
profile. Some
own
of
an
them
interest.
some of them,
Yes.
some of them will have done it for a reason, won't they?
Yeah.
Granted, 99% of people haven't got a clue, they're just surfing around.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
if you're now writing great content and your posts are getting out there and people are seeing your post and it's great, they're more likely then to look at your profile. They're even warmer, more interested because they've read your
Exactly.
content.
They've shown an
Now let's connect
interest.
with them and engage with them. How many
Yeah.
people have got 1,000, 2,000, 5,000 connections and are doing nothing to engage with them?
Me.
So now, so now the posting system and the direct outreach feeds each other. Remember what I said at the beginning, what we've realized is the algorithm will also send out your posts as a primary thing to people you've recently connected with and recently messaged. And
That's
that's so
amazing.
now you tie these two things in. Third thing is get your profile powerful. There's still a lot of people teaching that. 7 years ago, I would have led with that. I'd have run a whole day's workshop on your profile and a few strategies. Actually, it's easy to get your profile powerful and give you the content from a video program to do that. Let's get that done quickly because we want to be engaging with people.
Yeah,
Um,
it's true.
so the direct outreach, we can leverage the time and sort of automate systems. Post party club, there is a bit of time to engage. And I had people then saying, well, we don't know how to comment. We don't know what to say. Because by the way, it's got to be meaningful comments.
Yeah, of
Can't just be
course.
nice post, nice post, nice post, nice post, because that's not
Just
unique
not going to feed the
content.
algorithm.
They want unique engagement from different people. They want unique content. So
Yeah.
we wrote a little bit of AI for those that really think they're stuck. You click a button, it'll read the post for you. It'll come up with two or three answers, questions, responses that you can edit, use or not use. I don't actually think people should need that because it's not difficult
No.
write a meaningful
Yeah, but
comment on someone's
if you
post.
have brain freeze, sometimes if
And
you
if you're
work
new to
too hard,
marketing, you know,
yeah,
I
yeah.
work with a lot of real estate, property estate investors, and if they've
Mm.
come out of the public sector or they've come out of employment, they might not be very confident
Quite in
or
with it, yeah,
savvy with
yeah,
marketing and communication. I get
exactly.
that. So we've done that to leverage people's time, really, you know.
Well, it also teach them what you're looking for because, like, for you and I, we've been in this kind of space for a long time. It's second nature. It's like a copywriter because, so you do that as well. We're creative, we think like that. But when you first begin, you do have that doubt. Am I going to say the right thing? You don't, it's somebody else's post. You're part of a massive club. I mean, how many people are in that now? If you think about
Oh,
it,
I don't know because we
you've lost count, haven't you?
uniquely
Because,
it brings four
yeah,
people's
group,
portals together.
pods. Yeah,
And
exactly.
the
So
other
can you
thing
imagine?
to show you how small a world it is, I remember having a UK based property real estate investor saying, I only want people in a certain region of the UK. I don't want to be engaging with people in the US. I said,
Oh,
suspend your limiting beliefs. This is the system. Trust me. And within a few weeks, maybe a couple of months maximum, one of the American members from my colleague's portal had been assigned to comment on my client's post. One of
yeah.
his connections, who happened to be in the UK, read it,
No
saw
way.
it, ticked him, and he ended up doing business with it. So never say never.
Oh my gosh.
If you've heard the phrase the 6 degrees of separation
Yeah,
that says
yeah.
you don't,
It's
it's a
true.
all right, but it isn't. It used to be that we are no more than 6 steps from anybody in the world. I
Yeah,
used
but
to say for the old Queen of England before she passed away, I was 4 steps away from her because I had a client, step one, who had a client that was a saddler, made horse saddles, who sold to Prince Charles, now King Charles, who could get
yeah.
to his. So I could get a message to the Queen in 4. If you Google that global principle, it says now with the internet and especially LinkedIn, it's nearer 3 degrees of separation.
You're kidding.
And I have never, I don't think I've ever, certainly not in the last 10 years, needed to search for third tier connections to find people I want to get to.
You're
What I mean
kidding.
by that, you and I are connected, so we're first tier. If
Yep.
you're connected to him over there, you're first tier, but I'm second tier through you. It's a connection of my connection. Third
Amazing.
tier is a connection of a connection of my connection. Uh,
Yep.
I don't need to search for third. None of my clients need to search for third tier. So guess what? We can engage more effectively. Now, great thing with Post Party Club and posts going out there like that. I don't use the word viral, but it goes out massive. Is I've had third tier connections comment on my posts because they've it's been pushed out and engaged with by my connections that then their connections have seen it because they see it's just magic. It's just magic. So what I say to people, I get passionate. When I started my business, I used to belong to a networking club where I remember a web designer used to stand up and say, if ever you wrote a poster to advertise your event and you had the
Yeah.
best marketing piece of poster ever and you put it in your shed, nobody would see it.
No, it's so
So
true.
in the same way as a web designer, if you are not paying for SEO, no one's going to see your
Yeah.
website. Now,
No.
what I say to people is if you are posting, and
Yeah.
so many people are, if you are not tapping the algorithm, no one's seeing your post, you're wasting your
It's
time.
it's
Why?
true.
The most time is writing the powerful content.
It is.
Why would you write that and not tap the algorithm? And there's just so many people that we've part of it is putting it in place in your business consistently, like any
Yeah.
marketing strategy in
Or
your
all of them. That's
yeah.
the key, consistency. That's something that busy humans are actually finding very difficult right now. And there are ways of actually doing that. I mean, either you can get somebody you know to do it. I mean, as I say no, I don't mean Joe Blogs down the road. I mean someone you know who knows what they're doing.
I've got
And
plenty of clients who have got in-house marketing departments or outsourcing social media marketing content to people. You can leverage your time. I'm not,
yeah,
it is their busy, Tina, you're right. I also believe that from a psychology perspective, consistency is a hard thing for human beings. We do something and then we get distracted, or we do something and then stop it, or we do something and trying
and
to.
there's a lot of distractions out there these days, isn't there? And if you're not careful, it's very easy to get swept up with that. Very
Yeah, but
easy. I've watched it
you
happen.
ask any pro athletes about the consistency of their diet and their training regime, they don't say, "Oh yeah, we do it for a few days and then stop."
exactly.
The
No, I
way we can
agree
get
with
any
you.
difference
Yeah.
in business, and especially your marketing, it has to be consistent, you know?
No, you and I know you and I know why you need it to be consistent, but can you just explain that consistency right now? Because I still find that people are understanding it is
Okay.
like cleaning your teeth right now, and they don't understand why it is. And a lot of people understand, oh, I
Ah,
couldn't fit it in. But it
here's
doesn't need to be massive. It does need to be quality. But
so here's my
can.
formula. Here's my formula for
Oh, I
success.
love your formulas. Come on.
Yeah. Okay. So the techies and the accountants listening to this might struggle with it a bit, but I urge them to keep an open mind. It's MA times RS times C equals R. And that stands for massive action times the right stuff.
Yeah.
Life can be simple. Human beings overcomplicate stuff. Massive action times the right stuff times
Yes.
consistently equals results. MA times R times, sorry, MA times RS times C equals R. Because let's say LinkedIn allows you to send out 200 connection invites a week, which it does. That's massive action, isn't it? Because most people are not doing anywhere near that.
And how much is
But
that a day? It's almost seven. It's only about seven a day, isn't it? 70 a day.
try 40 a day, 200 connection invites
Is it a week?
a
Yeah.
week. Yeah.
200 a week. Yeah.
So
Okay. So I was
200,
going a week.
about, it's algorithmic based, but when I'm working with my clients, I'll sweat it. We'll send out 40 invites a day because I want to hit that limit on a Friday, not on a Monday. So 200 connection invites a week is massive action. But if your connection invite is poorly written, or your welcome message after that is terrible, if your engagement, you use the word spammy. I don't like that with LinkedIn because I don't believe spam can happen because you've asked to connect with me or you've accepted my connection, and the T's and C's of that is that I can message you. But we get bombarded by crap. That's what my clients tell me. That's their
Hey,
words. Okay.
crap. I got mine from estate agents. They were telling me I get 15 pieces of spam every day now from
Yeah,
LinkedIn. I
it's
don't
not.
look at it.
I always say to people, interesting definition of spam, but you're getting bombarded. Fine, ignore it. LinkedIn's great.
Bombarded by information you don't want.
Point I make is if your engagement and your connection message is terrible, massive action times zero is
Mm,
zero. So
yeah.
let's say we teach you how to write good connection messages, welcome messages, engagement messages, and you send out 200 invites to connect. Massive action times the right stuff. But then you do it in week one and then stop. Massive action times the right stuff times zero equals
Zero.
zero. That's why it's a
Yeah.
formula. So what I say to people is this today is about some of the right stuff. Here's how you can get views and content through Post Party Club on your post. And yes, we can get you massive action, we can get you massive views. But have a look at if you're not achieving what you want in your LinkedIn activity or your marketing or your business or your personal life, ask yourself which of those do I need to work on? You can always
Yeah.
challenge me around massive action. If I'm emailing and I'm sending out 10,000 emails, can I send out 100,000? We are limited to activity on LinkedIn. They've got different rules, different algorithms, different
That's
stuff.
good though. I like
But a
that.
lot, a lot of the focus is the right stuff. But what we've started off saying is biggest challenge for human beings is consistently. They'll try
Yeah.
and do something, they'll start something, and then they'll stop it.
Yes.
And
I think it's not working because they haven't yet got 20 people come ask them for their service.
uh, Tina, marketing is consistent. You and I know this. I
Yeah.
delivered something. No, I didn't. I delivered live. I did a live presentation for a client's audience who teaches business people to buy businesses. And it has to be 10, probably longer years ago. And the
Wow.
guy, I know him, he never invited me back, but he recorded it like this and he just now gives it his students. But it's changed. That was before Post Party Club.
Yay!
Anyway, I get probably once a quarter, I get someone message me on LinkedIn. I've seen your video at JJ's event. Can you help me with my LinkedIn? That video has been going out there for over 10 years
It's
consistently. It's consistent marketing. You've got to consistent. Why do I still do interviews like this? Because you've still got to keep putting it out. You've got to
yeah,
marketing, you've got to do consistently.
yeah,
So,
definitely. And we have the thing is these days, Andy, we've got the facility. A lot of it's okay, time. Time is money, obviously, but we got the facility that's free to put this stuff out. And I don't know why people don't use it more, to be honest. Well, I'm glad they don't because it gives us more space, but there are times when I think it really wouldn't take you very long to grab your phone and tell something useful to your community so that they learn a little bit of something from you so they understand what you know and how you are there to help them on something really, really specific. Everybody knows different stuff. everyone's had different experiences, but obviously there are times when somebody needs to know what you know, and if you're there to help, if you're letting people know what you know, and it's specific and it's relevant right now, they can find you. They'll see that and they'll go, "Oh my goodness, that's the problem I have at the moment. That's it. I need to go speak to Tina quick or Andy quick or, and that is actually helping somebody because you know what it's like not knowing who to be able to choose, don't you, Andy? It's horrible, isn't it? Like, oh my goodness me, I need to find somebody who understands LinkedIn because I've got all these posts going out and nobody's engaging right now. Who would I speak to? I reckon I'd speak to Andy. Andy, you're going to have to show me what you do. I'm going to put some time aside. I'm going to stop saying I'm really busy. Okay, I'm going to put some time aside. Maybe, I don't know, maybe you and me can do this and we can record what we do and see so people see results in real time. What do you think? Should we do something like that?
Can do, of course.
Or are
Yeah.
you off on your bike again?
I'm off soon. I've got lots on, but no, we'll do something
Yeah.
because it's all about. I'm passionate about it. You're passionate about it. And I say to people, you're in business, so you know you've got a product or a service that helps somebody. I
Yes.
can help you make more sales or generate more leads, which ultimately I've got real estate investors that are raising 250,000 in just a few months of plugging into what we can do for their activity.
Okay,
So I
say that
know
one
I
more
can help you
time.
make,
I'm
huh?
sorry, Andy. I know you're in the middle of something, but just say that one more time. You've got real estate agencies that are
No,
raising
real
how
estate
much?
investors.
Investors, how much?
I
Quarter
got
of
a
a
guy,
million.
he's actually Dutch, living in southern Spain, investing in Scotland. So he's after most property investors are after cash investors, private cash investors. So we just go out to business owners and high net worth individuals every day saying, "Hey, here's what we do. Are you interested in talking to us?" And so he messaged me within I think 60 days and said, "I've just got my first 100 grand." And then when I mentioned it on a group call, 2 weeks later, he said, "No, it's 250,000 now." So he's raised 250,000 in cash just by engaging with his LinkedIn network and connecting with new people. So we all know we've got something of value. You have a duty to go and tell the world, the right people about it. Because if you don't tell them, they're not going to know that you can help them.
No.
So, and if you're posting on LinkedIn and you're not tapping the algorithm, you're just wasting your time.
Okay.
Why?
I've got a reason why I don't. I mean, you know me, I'm on Facebook and YouTube and stuff. So my LinkedIn, I just have the facility to post everywhere. So I do have plans for LinkedIn. I know we
Hey,
do.
do you know what? When I started business 20 odd years ago, there was no social media. So,
No.
but I
What
had a
did you
list
do?
of 80, I had a list of 83 marketing strategies. You wouldn't do them all. You'd do what suited your business best.
Yeah.
So you can't do them all. And if
I
I don't need more. I
don't
don't
need.
want to expand if I wanted to expand my business and double it and triple it and bring on more people and grow it, etc., then yeah, I'd plug in more marketing strategies like
Yeah.
TikTok, I'm sure. But
Yeah.
I don't need it. So you make a choice, and you're the same. You're getting results
Exactly.
from your channels. Those
Yeah.
people that are on LinkedIn are not getting results. Those people that what aren't getting results and want to be getting to their target audience of B2B or B2 professional need to be utilizing LinkedIn. In my eyes, it's the best,
Well,
easiest starting point.
yeah, well, that's what I was going to say. It depends on who you are targeting to. And I've actually helped people with all the different places. LinkedIn was something I used to do 4 or 5 years ago. And then we went to Facebook mainly because of my clients. It was the easiest, the quickest way to bring in people for what they needed at the time, which was people, okay? People with houses or people who needed coaching things and all this kind of stuff. At the moment, though, I love my property and I'm kind of like drifting back towards my passion, which is investing properties and finding properties that run down. And now I've got more time to put systems in place. I know where I'm going next. I'm going straight to you, Andy. And I want to get back into my LinkedIn outreach so people remember that I'm there for them as well. So, you know, this is why we're here today because I know that I'm passionate about this. I really am. And to be able to show people at the same time, that'd be amazing, wouldn't it? Because people are looking for what you got. That I send people to you already. I speak to people every single day who come to me, Tina, can I use what you got? And I go, well, it's not for you. You're not up for doing at least 3 videos every single week for social media, and you're not looking to attract the people who these specific videos would kind of attract in the same way. You're much better off at LinkedIn. I think that we've talked enough about how it could help with how it helps the algorithm and actually gets your post in front of a wide enough audience to actually help that algorithm to actually bring people to you. Have I got that bit right, Andy?
Um, how would I phrase it? We're tapping the
Amazing.
algorithm so you're getting thousands of views of your posts. Your content's got to be good to get people then to come into
Yeah.
you.
Okay.
So
And if
yeah,
we connect that
it's
with
two
your
parts.
messaging service too, they work in conjunction with each other as well. And then if they came to you for post-party club, what would they actually need to do to get signed up? That's what I think is really important at this
It's
stage because
quick and
I
easy
know
because
it's brilliant.
we made it easy because I believe in making things easy in business for
Nice.
people, for customers. But I'm conscious we like I said, we've got a lot of people out there that are posting even that are not necessarily marketeers. You know, people can be in employment and posting. I've got clients where we've taught their teams and their teams are delivering on this, and they've not come from a marketing background. So literally, they click and buy. There's some short onboarding videos, and they to understand how the post parties work. Little bit of information on what makes a good post to begin with. So literally, our post parties, we've got different slots, numerous slots on Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays. So I would say to someone today, if they went through it easily today, because it's short and sweet, they could do their first post party tomorrow. You do your first post party or two, it spins up a lot of ideas around strategy. Not so much the technology, but we've also then got a members Facebook group. So they do the first couple of posts, and then I say, shout me, with any questions or thoughts you've got.
Oh,
It's quick and
wow.
easy. And so you just go to postpartyclub.com or postpartyclub.co.uk. I think they point to the same.
Okay, let me make sure I put that on the post. So, guys, I'll put the link for joining that on the post. And do you actually have a specific price that you put this out
Yeah,
at?
yeah, I've got two. One is, and it was a great mentor of mine. So it's 97 quid a month. That's pounds sterling.
Is
But
that all?
that's all because you've actually got more of a time commitment because you've got to participate in the parties. How many do you do? One, two, or three a week? Depends on you. But
Okay.
also, you can buy them, you can join for the year at 695. So what I say to people is join for the first month or two, see it
Yeah.
working, get to understand
Wow.
it, get to understand us and the support you've got and all the resources in our members hub, get to see it all so you understand it, you can see it, you love it, and then you just pay for the year instead and save yourself 40%, it's easy for
40%
me
off.
because well you can see it's a great business model for me the more people we get, but
Hey.
I wanted to make it accessible because it works two ways. I can get you the results if I can make it accessible for you to join. Secondly, the more we have, the more results we get. The more it just gathers momentum for us as well as for you. The more members you have, the more it serves your content and your posts. So it's just win-win. So that's why we've done it what we've done it, how we've done it with pricing.
Okay, so I'm just going to ask you one thing for the people who feel they're really busy right now. How long, once you get the hang of it, how long does it usually take per week, let's say?
I've avoided saying this,
I
but
know 'cause it's
it's
hard.
true.
That
But
was a
no, no,
tough
no, no,
question.
because I tell people once they're members. So we've said there's a 2 hour window for you to tap the algorithm. The
Okay.
reality is it takes me about 45 minutes to do a post party.
Okay.
But all I'm looking for personally for me, now I've got members who go, I want to engage with our members that engage and engage back, and I want to take the whole 2 hour window to do blah, blah, blah. Because of course, you're then going to be looking at your posts the following days because you might get other people comment, yes, please, I want to talk to you. But I get my VA in the Philippines to do mine. I've taught him to write content. I was writing the content, but now he's really good with Chat GPT. I give him a whole bunch of topics. He's taught Chat to understand me over the last few months. So he will do the post party for me. He'll write the post, I'll approve it. He'll submit it, he'll engage in the party, and then occasionally he'll go, can you just reply to this comment, Andy? Because it's a bit technical, or it's a friend of yours, or someone's talking to you personally. I'm
Yeah.
not sure I'm best to answer it. But 99% of the time, he does my post parties. Now, you can argue how much engagement is it. Personally, I'm doing this because I want to tick the algorithm and get exposure. I'm then looking at my posts on following days and weeks because they still gather traction over the weeks. And
Of
if
course.
someone then responds, I will respond to them. But the
That's,
actual post party slot, I've
yeah.
leveraged it out because I'm busy. So
Makes
I teach you as a member to do that. Some people want to do that, some people don't. It's whatever
sense.
works for you. So there you go.
Yeah.
So the reality to begin with from day one, you're probably into about an hour's commitment to party once you've written and submitted your post into the system. So you got to
Yeah,
write
and
your
that,
post on top of that.
and you've got, and it would be 1, 2, or 3 days a week you get to choose, or it's
And
just
do
three
it
days.
any or all. You go online and you register. You can register for as many as you like, but we teach you that there's no point posting more than once a day because the algo will suppress your first post in favor of your latter one. Why
Yeah.
would you do that when the first one is still gathering momentum? And it will gather momentum over days or weeks, you know?
See, that's
So
important to know, isn't it? Very.
there's all sorts of what I call technical sides to posting powerfully that we teach you as a member. You know, it's all that sort of stuff about not putting hyperlinks in and how to work the post itself as well as the content to get people to respond to you because you
Oh, I
want people.
love that. I love that. And do they have to post every single day?
No,
And
no,
what's
there's only 3 days a week we've got post parties.
so there you go. So
Some
you only
people
need to
will
post three
post in
days.
between. Some people will post in between because they want to, and I go, why? Because you're not getting much exposure. But if you've got the time and you want to, you'll get some exposure. So you could
Because
argue
it'll
some better
circle
than
back.
none. But
Yeah.
I've coached business owners, and I'm all about time. I'm looking for return on time. I've got to get return on time. So I won't post in a non-post party day. So I'm posting 1, 2, or 3 times a week, depending what I'm doing. And I'll swap the posts around. You know, we're posting about webinars we're running, then we're posting great content to educate people. And so that sort of stuff is what we teach you. And we bring all our members together once a month on a members mastermind call. So it's all that sort of development. So the questions you're asking me, once you're in, that's all the development because I ultimately, all I care about is you getting business from it. And
Yeah.
actually, I've got members doing business with each other. So I've gone, I sort of don't care whether it's post party or not. You've got a return on your investment, haven't you? You know?
You have, yeah. I mean, you're like a big online club there just in itself. And then you, on top of that, you're building the algorithm up so more people see tens of thousands, some cases, did you say?
We've had
Just
members who have
crazy.
got 10,000 plus views on their posts, which
I
is
can't even begin to imagine. I know you said it's now reached 1 billion on LinkedIn. That is just incredible. It's something unimaginable for a lot of us. You know, can you imagine trying to shove all those people on this island here? You wouldn't be
well,
able to
this
see
was
any
a guy
face.
who 4 months before knew nothing about marketing. He runs a charity. So if he can do it, anybody can do it, can't they?
That's fantastic. Okay, I'm going to shut this down right now. I think that we should come back then and talk about a few of the other things that you've got up and going because I've had a quick look. I've had a look at what you got, and it will really help a lot of people in business right now who are looking for clients. And actually shorten the amount of time that they're actually spending and looking for clients. And there are a lot of people right now who I know have been spending a lot of money on different ways of either marketing or somebody's system or product to get more clients, and lead generation is huge, and they're no longer bringing in clients the way they used to, or the quality of the clients they're bringing in aren't the same as they used to be as well. So I found that LinkedIn, if you get this set up right, the quality improves quite quickly. And I can imagine with the post party club on top of that, your posts are going to get put in front of the right people as well. So, you know, this is an incredible system and method for today's time. This couldn't be better timed. I know you've been doing this for a long time, but this is the way forward, I think, right now. And of course, you could still retarget using your Facebook because if you've got a list, I mean, I know we've done it with a small list. If you want to see what would happen, you can actually very low cost retarget those people who are interested in what you've got as well.
Yeah, and
So,
that list that you're retargeting for me is growing because on LinkedIn, I'm
of
out
course,
there now connecting with property investors, real estate investors every day. And the moment
yes,
they engage or when they come to my webinars, they come into my CRM, they're now growing that list that comes back to you to retarget. So it's a marketing strategy. LinkedIn can be a strategy on its own and it can be an integral part of the wider strategy. So
exactly. And
look forward
the
to
more
talking to
people you can
people
get
about
back in front of, because we know that the first or second time someone sees you, they're generally in the middle of something else. And they go, oh my goodness me, that's what I need right now. But I've paid for this or I'm doing this. And there's going
it.
to be 90 days till I finish this particular thing. If you can keep retargeting those people who know that they want what you've got and you keep popping up in front of them, they're not going to forget you. Otherwise, they get distracted by somebody else's thing, you know, which might not be exactly what you needed. But when it comes to time the other thing ended, they go, can't remember what that thing was. Oh, well, this just popped up. That's kind of look quite similar. And that's not. It's kind of not what we want. We want to help people, so it's really important to keep getting back in front of them. Okay, I'm going to stop now because also I'll talk all day, you know me. But we'll definitely come back. So just tell me, give me a list of the other things that you could talk about, Andy, just so we know that what the other things we will talk about.
We
So
can
you've
talk a
got
bit about your
Facebook.
profile because I can give people something quick and easy to do that will make
That is
an
essential.
impact. But then the other thing really is some of the key direct outreach strategies on how to go and find, connect, and engage with your ideal prospect in the right way and your connections.
Okay, that's fantastic. And that's just a few things because I know you've got the Limpy as well, which is LinkedIn. Uh, can't
It's
remember.
an online course aimed at property investors,
Yeah.
which I put together at COVID because all sorts of horrific things happened. So it's called LinkedIn Mastery for Property Investors. It's relevant to any industry, but I've just answered a load of niche questions and repetitive concerns and questions that property investors have when they first start looking at LinkedIn.
But that's actually really good because I've gone through that and I was like, you've re-inspired me, let's say, because I've been a property investor since 2006. I kind of got a bit distracted with my new business, like, because I wanted Dan to have skills. And now I'm like, okay, I want to get back into my property investing because I just want to get stuck back in. So now is the time, I think. So things are growing over here. So now so that's Fuerteventura, guys, not the UK. Okay, we'll see you
Cool.
soon, Andy. Thank you so much for your time today. It's been
You're welcome,
brilliant.
Tina. All right, take care.
See you soon.